Hello and welcome to Par, and this episode of Tadpole's Trains and Stations. Par railway station is located about 35 miles west of Plymouth on the Cornish Main Line and serves the villages of Par, Tyberdreath and St Blaise. It is also the junction for the Atlantic coastline to Newquay. The line that runs towards Par from Plymouth and London passes under a road bridge next to the Royal Inn, which used to be the station hotel, after descending in elevation from the Trevor Inn tunnel. Between the bridge and the station approach are two cottages that were originally built as accommodation for railway workers. The main line climbs up as it leaves the station towards St Austell, passing over Par Viaduct and Par Harbour. Trains on the Newquay branch traverse a sharp curve of almost 180 degrees, where the line passes St Blaise Freight Yard and the old platforms of the close St Blaise depot and station. This line then joins the route of the former Cornwall Minerals Railway north to their destination. A freight spur follows the line of the old Minerals Railway south into Par Harbour, passing under Par Viaduct and the main line as it does so. Platform 1 is directly accessed from the station entrance and car park and serves trains heading west to St Austell, Truro and Penzance. The main station buildings, including staff accommodation, toilets and a ticket office, are located on this platform, as is a passenger-operated self-service ticket machine, held points and departure screens. Platform 2 is located across the main line tracks on the island platform and is accessed via a footbridge from Platform 1. It serves trains heading east and north to Plymouth, Bristol, London, Paddington, Wales and the north. Platform 3 forms the other side of the island platform from Platform 2 and is accessed via the same footbridge. Trains arrive and depart here to and from Newquay. Par is served by the bulk of Great Western Railway services on the Cornish Main Line between Penzance and Plymouth, which run twice an hour in both directions. Some trains run to and from London Paddington Station, notably the Night Riviera overnight sleeping car service. A through daytime train usually takes about 50 minutes to reach Plymouth, 70 minutes to Penzance and 4 hours to London Paddington. A single cross-country service stops at Par each weekday, running to and from Bristol, Birmingham and northern stations such as Leeds and Edinburgh. The branch line to Newquay sees a mixture of local services and ones that run to and from Plymouth. The 1879 Par signal box stands at the southern end of Platform 2 and was originally shorter than it is today. The initial box had only 26 levers, but the frame was modified in 1913 when 57 additional levers were added. A control panel was added to the line from St Austell and Bungalow to the now closed Probus and Laddock railway station. The signal box was closed and the semaphore signals replaced in March 2024 with new electric signals installed and controlled from Exeter. For a more complete exploration of Par Station, please view my other video, A Tour of Par Station. Links in the description and at the end of the video. Par Station was opened by the Cornwall Railway on the 4th of May 1859. A stone goods shed was approved by the directors of the company on the 10th of February 1860 and was built shortly thereafter. 2 cottages were built just outside the station to house railway staff. The station's size was considered insufficient to justify the presence of a station master, and thus a booking constable was appointed and received an extra annual payment of £22 from the post office to fulfil the additional role of a postmaster. On the 1st of January 1879, a link was established between Par and the Cornwall Minerals Railway line leading to Newquay, along with an associated 26-lever signal box. Initially, this connection operated on a standard gauge, requiring the transfer of goods and passengers between trains at Par in order to continue their journey on the broad gauge Cornwall Railway. However, this inconvenience was resolved when the broad gauge was converted over the weekend of the 21st of May 1892. Prior to this, new station buildings were constructed in 1884. On the 19th of May 1968, an experimental Freightliner terminal was opened at the location where the goods shed once stood. The terminal facilitated the transfer of containers between rail and road vehicles with a focus on handling China clay traffic, although other goods were also processed. Unfortunately, the terminal's operation was short-lived, lasting only a few years. In March 2024, the signal box was shut down and the semaphore signals were substituted with modern electric signals, which are now operated from the Exeter power box. And now, the trains. First up, we have GWR IET Class 802 802 AA leaving par with the 0845 Plymouth to Penzance service. Next we have GWR IET Class 800 800 312 arriving and departing par with the 0815 Penzance to London Paddington service. Here we have another GWR Class 802 IET, this time 802 002, arriving and departing par with the 0847 Penzance to Cardiff Central service. We move over to platform 3 now, where we see the GWR Class 150 DMU 150265 arriving at par with the 0950 Newquay to par local service. We cross over to platform 2 to see the GWR Class 158 and 150 DMUs 158959 and 150243 arriving at par with the 0836 Exeter St David's to Penzance service. Viewed from the overbridge, we see GWR Class 800 IET 800 320 arriving at par with the 0918 Penzance to London Paddington service. And here we can see 800 320 leaving par, but this time from down at the platform. Here we see CrossCountry Voyager Class 221140 passing through the station on the non-stopping 0939 Penzance to Edinburgh working. Here, GWR IET Class 802016 arrives and departs par with the 0947 Penzance to Plymouth working. And before we overdose on GWR IT workings, this final clip shows Class 800 003 with 800 031 out shot on the rear, arriving at par with the 1018 Penzance to London Paddington working. Well, that's it for this episode of Tapple's Trains and Stations at Par. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.